We say it often, especially in politics and sports, to the victor go the spoils. But one Trump supporters benefit from the president winning office. It has some people very concerned because Thomas Fugate is head of the Center for Prevention Programs and Partnerships. It's a fancy title for the arm of the DHS that is focused on counterterrorism, preventing terrorism, funding and researching all the government programs to battle terrorism here in the United States.
And he has vast experience in this area. I'm just kidding. He's 22.
He's 22. He graduated last year, but was a very vocal supporter of President Trump, campaigned heavily for him, and calls himself a Trumplican. That's why he got into politics. Loves President Trump. Is that the guy who should be heading this department, which at this time, as the tensions are rising with Iran, is this the person we want leading this organization? I just feel like this is case of political cronyism just gone far too wrong at the wrong time.
Let's talk to somebody who I believe believes in this.
Well, let's find out. Our good buddy Michael Knowles from, of course, the Michael Knowles Show and the Daily Wire is joining us once again. Michael, welcome back. What say you about Thomas Fugate?
This is the fakest attack on Trump I have ever seen, and there have been a decade full of them. This is ridiculous. So first of all, anyone who's ever been in D.C. knows, regardless of party, the whole town is run by 22-year-olds. On Capitol Hill, in the White House, Democrats, Republicans, it's all kids. But in this case, this isn't even the guy in charge of counterterrorism. The counterterrorism chief at the White House is Seb Gorka, who is not 22 years old. But even beyond that, under Barack Obama, you had a creative writing MFA, was negotiating with Iran and was in charge of the Arab Spring. And then on top of that, forget about staffers. For the past 4 years, you had a president who was a vegetable who couldn't even sign his own name to executive orders. So I think this is a go ahead.
story,
and it's the Democrats are trying to push it to distract from a very successful
You would agree. Go ahead.
Okay. I mean, yes, there have been cronies that have been put in positions before, but he's the new big balls. I mean, that guy was the same age, and he's slashing government programs in Doge, and now you got a guy, presumably he has some responsibility, right? I mean, I don't know what you were like.
He just graduated with an undergraduate degree.
Doesn't mean he's
politics and law.
Doesn't mean he's not smart.
Great.
Doesn't mean he's not smart. But
certainly.
Experience has got to matter. I get your point. There have been abuses in the past, but experience has got to matter. And you just don't have it at 22.
When we're dealing with terrorism, right? I mean,
listen,
are you saying that,
fellas, I am not going to sit here and let you besmirch the reputation of big balls. Okay, that guy did a great job.
He's gone now, by the way.
He's out of the White House now.
He left.
Mm-hmm. He left. No, the thing is, you're right. It's great to have people with experience and everything. I'm just telling you, it's just a fact of administrations and Capitol Hill, regardless of party. The staffers are all like 12 years old. That's just how it works.
I know what you're saying.
No, right. He's wrong. He's wrong. I know what you're talking about. No, you're wrong. I know what you're talking about. I've been there so many times. You're talking about congressional offices that are staffed by 22, 23-year-olds, but they're not.
And the White House.
They're not the chief deputies, and you know that. They are not the chief deputies.
But Harvey, you're pointing to this guy as though he's like the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. I'm sure he's doing a great job in D.C., but even if you're just looking at counterterrorism, first of all, the top officials there are going to be the Secretary of Homeland Security. You're going to have the heads of the FBI, but also you're going to have the counterterrorism chief at the White House, who's Seb Gorka, who's probably won't tell his age, but is a little older than 22. So I guess the question you'd have to ask is, all right, what is the threat coming from this young man occupying some staffer position? And I would say Trump's done a great job on terrorism, counterterrorism in the United States, better job than Obama. He's done a great job on dealing with the Middle East, which is the source of a lot of this terrorism, much better job than Biden, much better job than Obama. So it seems like because there's
we didn't have terrorist attacks. To be fair, we did not have a terrorist attack under Obama or Biden.
Well, you had the Fort Hood attack. You had the Boston Marathon attack. What are you talking about? You had a bunch of terrorist attacks under Obama and Biden.
Well, you're talking domestic. You're talking domestic there.
Yeah.
I mean, which the concern right now is about foreign terrorism, right? So if experience doesn't matter.
My concern, at least, I think the job that this guy is occupying is to deal with the terrorist threat that is coming out of the funders of terrorism, like Iran. So that's why everyone's on edge right now. Sure, but I only care about terrorism in the United States. If a terrorist attack happens in Botswana, I feel sorry for those people. But the job that the United States government is tasked with is protecting American citizens. Trump's done a great job with it. So whoever he's got in charge, whether it's this guy at counterterrorism, whether it's big balls, I don't care. They're doing a good job.
You were honestly telling me that you would not rather have someone with some experience in either government or in law enforcement, leading an organization.
Who would I rather have? We had Ben Rhodes running Middle East negotiations under Obama. I think he did a terrible job.
Michael, you're obfuscating. Michael, you're obfuscating. You're not actually answering my question. Would you rather have someone in this position right now that Thomas Fugate is in? Would you rather have someone with more experience in law enforcement, government, or foreign affairs? Would you rather have someone with that experience?
Not really. I think the Trump admin's doing a great job. There are plenty of people who are in more senior counterterrorism roles who are doing a great job, who have all that experience. And so I also just look at
So then this guy is just a prop.
Fellas, no, it's not just a prop, but you got a staff and administration, and regardless, contrary to what you guys are saying, obviously on Capitol Hill, they're all 12 years old, but even in the White House, even in the State Department, even in the Department of Defense, these guys are pretty young generally, because these jobs don't pay very much, and they're, you're working all the time. But regardless, there are plenty of experienced people in the Trump White House, but don't forget the most experienced politician that we have had in our government in my lifetime is Joe Biden, and the guy couldn't sign his name to a piece of paper. So I think experience can sometimes be a little overrated. I want results, and Trump is getting great results.
Oh, come on. I want to meet you in the middle somewhere.
This is not about, I'm not even trying to impeach Trump on the job he's doing.
By the way,
about putting this person.
You wouldn't want to. He's doing a great job.
You lost me at big balls. When you say.
You brought him up. I didn't bring him up.
I know, but you just said he did a great job. They have resurrected most of what they cut because he didn't know what he was doing. Come on, Michael.
We can hopefully we'll get Doge 2.0 and we'll keep cutting. But I don't listen. If you want to go to the ballot box and say, should we have more government bloat or less? People are going to vote for less.
I would love Doge 2.0. I would love Doge 2.0, and I would love to see them start cutting military because there's so much fat in the military right now. Yeah, I'd love it, but just not to take a hacksaw.
Don't you think this amazing military operation in Iran, no American service members killed, none injured. This is one of the greatest military operations in our lifetime.
I get it, but find out what it costs to put a toilet in the Pentagon and see what they pay, and that's what I'm talking about. There's so much bloat, and on both sides.
There's graft and corruption. That's true.
Oh,
that's why we got to try to cut it out.
All right, that's it. We're done.
We just agreed on something.
Great talking to you
guys. What are you talking about?
Oh man! All right,
thanks.
See you next week, man.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
How about that? That story was either sad or happy or wacky or normal. I don't know, because this is a generic close to whatever clip you just saw. But whatever it was, I'm sure it was great, and you should subscribe. See you next time.